What's up, y'all? It's the Boosh Bag. Miss Boosh Bag to you. Okay, so Catfish. I don't understand how they do their seasons because it seems like the season started. I don't want to exaggerate and say it was a year ago, but it was a long ass time ago. And then the season stopped, and then the season picked back up, and it's still supposed to be the same season. And it started in August and ended in September. I think it's over already. So whatever. I'm tardy to the party. I'm just finding out. I really do like Catfish, so I might just go back and do whatever damn episodes I feel like reviewing, even though they've already passed and it'll be completely out of order. But this one, I'm watching it now as I go along, giving my little tidbits or whatever and sharing my recap. So, okay, chick's name is Candice. She contacts them and she wants to find this guy Titus that she been messaging back and forth with on some sort of shopping ad. Yeah, so she been talking to him, but they haven't talked on the phone. They're not sexting, no stuff like that. Like, she literally, it appears to me that she hasn't really done anything but have regular ass conversations with somebody. So I'm not, yeah. And Max is not feeling it either. He's like, well, I think, this don't even make no sense. Like, she didn't even do anything. So if she feel bad, just stop doing what you're doing and then move on with your life, because this is a waste of our motherfucking time. And Nev is like, you know what? She might feel like she sort of emotionally cheated on her husband is what's going on. And she needs to, I guess get some sort of maybe closure from dude Titus in order for her to move on with her thing with her husband. But she wants to clear the air. So basically, she actually wants to tell her husband about her talking to this guy. And again, Max is like, don't you know that's gonna get you in trouble? And especially since you didn't fucking do nothing worthwhile like that. I mean, you're gonna start problems in your marriage kind of for no reason. Yeah, but she's still willing to do it. That's still what she want to do. So when they talk to her for the first time on the computer or whatever, they're saying, she's saying that she met him in the military. She had a really, really tough life. Her father got HIV from a blood transfusion and gave it to her mother, but her mother got sick way faster than her father and she died, and then he just became like a lunatic alcoholic from guilt from killing his wife and all of that. So her sister went through, essentially they were in the system. So Child Protective Services took them away, and they were probably like foster, she probably had foster parents and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, she got issues. So by the time she was old enough for it to really start mattering to her, she started becoming an alcoholic and everything. Okay, so she then joined the military, which she said is like one of the best decisions ever in her life, to do something with herself. And that's where she met her husband, Jamie. Now, her husband is got some issues, probably post-traumatic stress disorder, some shit from being at war in other countries. And she said that he is not emotional at all. Like, she can't talk to him. Talking to him is like talking to a wall. He can't share emotionally with her. She needs somebody to talk to, which is why she's talking to dude here, right? So basically she wants them to come out there to help her to figure out who this person is, and she's saying it's because she wants to know who she been telling all her business to. They don't really buy it, and come on, do we buy it either? She might be hoping that she meet him and he'd be like a really great guy, and maybe she could say fuck it and leave her husband, but she's playing it like she wanna just to meet, just for closure, just so she can know who it is and she could stop it before she tell her husband, because she like, well, if I want to tell my husband, I don't even know what I'm telling on. Like, I can't even tell him a person that I'm doing something with because I don't know who it is. I think that's why Max told you to just leave it the hell alone, because it don't make no sense. You don't even know who it is and you didn't do nothing. So yeah, they're talking to her and they're like, all right, well, we're gonna go to Pennsylvania where she lived and we will see you when we get there. They check in, she calls them, they're supposed to meet up, and she's like, well, can we meet somewhere else? Because you can't come to my house because my husband is here. Duh, that's what happens with married people a lot of the time, that their mate or spouse will be, in the house because they live there too. Anyway, at this point, they're all feeling weird because they're like, you know what? It kind of seems like we are helping her cheat. It's like she's married and we're trying to help her meet some other guy. and now they're a party to the whole farce. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and that's exactly the feeling I got. I was like, it just seemed all sneaky now. You know what? You know what I mean? So, uh, they're like, whatever. But they told her, yeah, could you just come over to our bed and breakfast thing? And she was like, oh, okay. So I guess they're going to suck it up for now. The feelings of negativity swirling around, helping somebody find the guy that they've been semi-emotionally cheating with. All right. So y'all know, first of all, I did this all out of the order. She comes over to talk to them, and that's actually when she tells them all the stuff about her mom. So when she leaves, they're like, well, you know what, I have a better understanding of her right now, and why she feels a strong need to talk. Jamie's not there for her. But the fact that when she tried to talk to this person, like, hey, let's talk on the phone, meaning she did actually kind of want to go further, right? They said no. Now, a lot of these catfishes, the people do talk to the people on the phone, but they don't ever want to meet. So they're saying it's unusual for somebody to not even want to talk on the phone, and usually it's because there's going to be something up when you call. That noise is construction. Can't do nothing about it. Anyway, so they're like, well, the only two things they could think of that it would be that the person wouldn't want to actually just talk on the phone is because it's a woman, so it's going to be something up with the voice, or somebody that she knows. She's going to recognize the voice. So now I'm feeling a little bit shady, like, well, you think maybe her husband might be playing games on her to try to see how far she'll go or something like that? I don't know. Because if he was doing that by now, he probably would have whipped that ass. Because she already fell for the bait, kind of, right? And wanted to talk on the phone. Candace sends them some additional info about Titus. And she gave him a phone number. And the only picture that he's ever shared, he said he doesn't have any other pictures. And that he doesn't have any social media at all. Okay? So essentially, they hit a wall with the phone number because the phone number doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to, like, a text app system. I can't remember what the hell that text is called, but the one that people get so that you can call them, but you won't have their phone number. It's sort of something like that. So they're thinking that they're definitely hiding their phone number because she probably knows the phone number, you know? All right, so then the picture, they do a picture match. It comes up with somebody on, I think it was Instagram. They get a picture match for a dude named Steven, and they're going through all that shit, and they find out that he is in Sacramento, California. Then they go to the shopping app that she met him on, because apparently she says that she buys and sells, I guess, women's clothing or vintage items or something like that. And she met Titus because he came to look at a purse that she was selling, but didn't buy it, but really just used that as a way to hook up. Okay. They go to the shopping app that she met dude on, and the name there, his little handle is Spencer D. And they're like, well, why is it not Titus D? Like, why would somebody use somebody else's name as their name? And Titus is kind of a weird name, and yeah. So they're in, I don't even know the name of the town, but the town that she's in is where this guy is claiming to be from, but they already found out that the guy the pictures actually belong to, which I think I already said was Steven, lives in California somewhere. So they type in Spencer D and the city and state that she actually lives in, that this Titus dude is supposed to live in, and it comes up that there was a guy, he was in the military, and he died. So they're like, okay, so this person is from the same place as her, and they passed away, and they were in the military as well. And they think that more than likely, she knows the person that passed away. She probably knows this person too, or somebody's playing some sort of trick on her in some sort of way. So they got this information, and now they're gonna run and go tell her. Okay, so when they get up with Candace, they tell her about the pictures, who they belong to, this guy Steven, who is not, you know, nobody that she knows and doesn't live anywhere near her. It's all the way out in California. So the pictures that she's been seeing are absolutely fake. And then they have they showed her the thing with the shopping app and this Spencer Duncan person. And she's like, yeah, she knew Spencer Duncan. Matter of fact, they were really close. They were in training camp and everything together. And he had died in Afghanistan. And they say, yeah, well, we looked that up too. So who would know that you guys were friends, that you were friends with Spencer? And They're like, well, any other people from your training class and, Pennsylvania? She's like, no, just like one person, but they're in Philly, not really far, but not close, and it's still kind of weird. They're like, okay, they contacted you through a shopping app, which I'm not Neve or Bex. That's fucking weird ass way to meet people. That's like me meeting somebody on motherfucking eBay. And they were like, oh, I see you selling socks. You're got a pretty face. Like, thanks. I really like your hand, the way you are holding the socks in the picture. Your hand tells me that you are a very sexual, very beautiful woman. Like, my hand don't tell you shit, motherfucker. I don't know what's going on right now. So, yeah, a shopping app is weird as hell. And she was like, well, my sister knows that I have the shopping app. And then they're like, do you get along with your fucking sister? Do you get along with your sister? And she's like, yeah, well, we have our ups and downs. Like, we just had a fight today. And they're like, okay, so just based on the very specifics of how this person reached out to you and the weird coincidences that are going on right now, we're going to say it's somebody you know, it's somebody from your past. It isn't just a random ass motherfucker. And it could be that person. It could be your sister playing motherfucking games. She gets all worked up. She's crying because she's freaked out. Plus, it's kind of playing on her sympathies for this person that was a really, really close friend that died. That's going to make you feel like it's all coming back and all of that too. So she's understandably upset. So I guess they have to figure out what the next plan of action is going to be because they don't know. So normally this would be where Neve would call, but they were like, well, we got this number, this little fake number that, you can call the person, but it's not their actual number, like, attached to their name. Like, there's no phone company that they can contact or anything like that. So they were like, well, maybe it'd be better for you to call just because of the sensitivity of this whole situation. So she called, she got the message thing, and she was like, well, look, I'm here with the Catfish people, okay? Because I called them because I need to know who you is, for real. And that's it. So now they're waiting for the person to call. I think this is all, well, I'm not saying it's all staged. I'm just saying that it's weird to fly to a whole nother state and all kind of stuff and then see. So I think that they kind of already know if the person is going to call or they wouldn't be on the show. Has there ever been an episode where the person just never ever called back? No. So they must know that ahead of time unless everybody always calls back. I don't know. Okay, so Candice contacts them and tells them that Titus texted her back and was like, damn, I don't believe you actually did that you contacted Catfish. Titus supposedly is upset right now and doesn't know if he even wants to meet her, like, at all. But said if he does or doesn't, he needs to meet Neve first. Like, absolutely has to talk with Neve first and get whatever out of the way with Neve, and then maybe we'll meet her, but still not making no promises, just not sure. So Neve is like, well, whatever, I guess we got to play by their rules. So he's like, should we call him? Like, okay, we'll text him. So he texts, like, hit me back, I'll meet you tomorrow morning. And then they're like, oh, we're waiting. And Max is like, well, the person is going to text us back, like, immediately. He's like, I don't think so. And we're already playing by their rules, so I'm not going to stay in the house and just wait for a day of text. But then he really did text back, like, really, really fast. So Titus basically said for Neve to meet him at some park, Norlow Park, after lunch. So that's going to be the plan. Neve's plan is to go there, meet with this person, and try to convince them to come back to the house. And Candice will already be there with Max waiting. So Neve shows up at the park, and oh my God, it's Jamie. Right? Didn't I call it? I said that somewhere, unless that's in one of the little clips that I had to edit because it just got too damn noisy with all of the construction. But yes, I did mention, or I did at least think it, that it was probably Jamie, and it is her husband. Okay. So he said that he said that she had been, being distant. She was having some issues, some problems, and it was before, he came up with this idea to do this or whatever, right? And she wouldn't talk to him about it, or he, I guess, didn't know how to go about figuring out what the hell was exactly wrong with her. So he starts this account, Titus sells to you, for you, whoever the hell, whatever, and starts talking to her. He wanted to see if she would cheat. Like, does she hate me? Does she hate this relationship? Is she looking for somebody else? So he said that he tried to like move in with the, hey, send me some pictures, some dirty pictures and all kind of stuff. And she was like, no, boy, please, I'm married. So he was like, he felt really good about that. Like, okay, well, she's honoring me. She's like, yeah, I'm married. I'm not about all of that. So he was like, all right, well, it's cool. I guess we don't even have to really, I don't even need this fucking account no more. Like, my wife's not trying to cheat on me. So it's not like some other person is trying to, you know, her affections are not like elsewhere. That's not what's causing the distance. So he said everything was cool with that. Wasn't going to pay that shit no attention no more. But a couple of days later, or a week, or however long, he comes home. She's upset. She's crying. Everything's all fucked up. And he's like, what's wrong? And she was like, this. And he's like, what? And shows him a picture of her mother. She apparently did not elaborate. He don't know what the hell that means. And he said that he couldn't really talk about it right then. He had to go pick up their daughter because, you know, I guess she has to be picked up from school. She's a little girl. And because I guess she felt, you know, maybe like he ran out or didn't help her or aid her in any way, she turned to this guy because he had been nice to her. So she contacts him and, you know, she's able to talk about what's going on with all of the feelings that she's having about her mom going on. And it seems so weirdly ironic that her husband is able to be open and talk to her because he's talking to her as this guy. And I mean, it is weird. It is creepy as hell. And Neve keeps on telling him that he shouldn't have did this. But it's almost kind of sweet that he wanted, well, not sweet, that because he wanted to see if she was cheating. It wasn't like the purest motive, but he wanted to know how she was feeling. And he felt like she wasn't going to really share that with him. So he went out of his way to do all of this stuff because he actually did want to be sensitive and emotional or to know what's going on with her feelings and her emotions. And the way she feels shut out, he feels shut out. Now, isn't that something? Anyway, he explains all of that, and all of this time he's been talking to her just really about her feelings or whatever. The situations are very, he's not getting like downright dirty. I think he has called her sweetheart in some of the texts, but you know, no filthy talk. She's not being disrespectful to her husband or none of that. So he's scared because he don't want her to know that he been, you know, playing her or whatever. And essentially she's saying that she thinks that she is, her big fear that's making her cry and all of this, or that's coming back and haunting her, is that she thinks she's going to die, you know, like her mother did, you know, young and tragic. Or that she might actually do that to their daughter, Addie, whatever they're calling her. And that's her biggest fear. And he's like, I didn't even know that was anything that bothered her. Like, she never told him that. So Neve is like, all right, well, you're going to have to go. Come with me. He was like, and this is a strange thing to say, but I'm going to have to introduce you to your wife. All right, so Neve called Max and Candice on the phone, and he's like, all right, I got Titus, and I talked to them into coming, and we're on our way to the bed and breakfast. When Neve and Titus actually show up, they're telling Max and Candice to come outside. And she is super surprised for it to be Jamie that gets out of the car. So she like kind of walks off, like runs, and she comes back, and first thing he says, you know, he's sorry. And she was like, you know, just like, why would you do this to me? And he explained, you know, the same shit he already explained. Basically, he started it just because he thought that maybe she would cheat. Maybe she just didn't want him and she wanted somebody else. She would go, you know, for the okie doke. Then he saw that she really needed to talk, and things that she never even told him or talked to him about, she was telling Titus. So then at some point he felt like he was, you know, helping her to process her emotions and all the stuff that he should be doing as the husband, but he's still doing it. But it seems like she needs this relationship with this person, Titus. And he said, like, a lot of times he wanted to just stop it, but she needed it. And she's like, well, it would have been good if we could actually just talk like this. And he's like, yeah. So somewhat relieved, but then she's like, you know what if I would have went along with, you know, the guy trying to, you know, whatever. What were you going to do? And he was like, oh, I don't even know what I was going to do. I just happy that, you know, whatever. And she was like, well, she feels pissed off that he kind of tried to set her up for failure. And she was like, you should know that I would never do that. Because they were saying at the beginning that there's never been any infidelity on either side, not from her or him. Yeah, so she's like, no, she feels upset that he thought that maybe she could have done that, but it wasn't something that, you know, it's what he originally felt, but it wasn't, you know, the overall feeling or why he kept going on with all of the shit, right? So essentially they are back together. I think they have a better, clearer understanding of each other. And I think everybody's kind of relieved that there is no cheating, no weirdness, just that they actually are the people that they need each other to be, but they need to know it. So he's saying, like, how come he seems like such a tough guy, you know, in their regular life, but then when he's being Titus, he's so, like, there for her. And he's like, well, shit, when she was texting me stuff, like, I don't know what to say. I don't even know the answer. But he said he sat there and, like, took it, like, one by one, like, sentence by sentence, and tried to think of something to say, which is probably what he should actually be doing in life. But maybe just with her saying it or just, you know, whatever, he's not taking it as seriously just because he kind of already knows her, you know, doesn't really particularly know what's hurting or to what depth, you know. And she had wanted to be talking to him about it, and it didn't seem so whatever. So they're like, all right, well, shit, if y'all really need these phones in order to talk, then maybe just do your whole little therapeutic thing through the damn phone. Like, keep the accounts and still keep doing it, or texting each other, if that is the way that you can systematically go through the things you need to go through in order to be there for your wife. So it seemed pretty sweet. They both still seem to, well, not still seem, they both love each other, and it seems like they found out some shit about each other, and, you know, a new way of communicating, or knowing that they actually have the tools and the ability to communicate well with each other, which I think is a good thing. You know what? Whenever I'm watching these catfishes, outside of a couple of them that is just, please, a hot ass mess, okay? But a lot of these are just, they're pretty heartfelt, you know? I get a little bit choked up watching Catfish sometimes, probably because I'm sensitive as hell, but, and I'll be on here cussing and trying to act all tough, but yeah, I'm sensitive, and this shit be getting me choked up. I'm like, oh my God. You got the ability to go home all along. Just click your heel. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I romanticize things. Okay, so next day, Neve and Max show up at Candice and Jamie's house, and they're like, well, what was it like in the car? And they were like, well, you know, we were just sorting some things out, and even when we got back home, they were talking about how they might need to get some sort of counseling for their trust issues. So I guess that would have to be the thinking of the cheating, but which I think is only on his side. She never mentioned that she thought that her husband was cheating at all throughout the whole damn episode, you know what I mean? Also, they were talking about his inability to show emotion. So I guess he really could only show emotion as this pretend Titus dude, because in real life, he's got this stuff that he was taught in the military that's like, you know, to see your friend get, like, killed right in front of you, you have to move on. I think he said drink water and keep moving. Like, you have to get over everything. You can't dwell in any emotion or any feeling. And that's probably the shit that he was kind of passing off to his wife. Like, your mother died. Suck it up, girl. Or something along those lines, which is why she was feeling like she wasn't able to communicate with him at all. So, yeah, he's going to, he said it was an epiphany. He really did realize, he was like, you know what, that was when I was there, and they taught us that, and, you know, we had a mission, a thing that we had to stay focused on. He was like, but I'm fucking home. Like, she is my mission. Like, I don't have to be doing all of this. I don't have to cut off my emotions. I don't have to cut off her emotions. Like, I can feel things again now. So Neve and Max were also saying that, yeah, it seems that this turned out well, just because she did get somebody outside to talk to, and if they do get couples counseling, it'll be a good thing, because just having a neutral party to talk to could really help people to, you know, get stuff off their chest, clear their mind, and be in a neutral environment where you're not being attacked or, you know, harassed, like, from multiple people all at once. You just, you know, you're just venting, and somebody is being objective with the things that you're saying to try to help you sort through your emotions and stuff. So that's going to be a good thing. So the little catch up at the end, they looked really happy. First of all, she looked a million times better with a different styling to that hair. I didn't want to say nothing because she seems like a nice person, but honey was killing me with it, okay? They said just overall, as far as their relationship, they're a lot happier and really, really working well with communicating a lot better, which is good, right? And then even them are like, okay, so do you recommend catfishing your mate? And they're like, hell to the no. But, I mean, I don't know. Because would any of this have happened if he didn't catfish? Like, they could be headed for a freaking divorce, you know what I mean? I mean, he wasn't able to talk to her, and she didn't have nobody to talk to. That is a recipe for a disaster. So, yeah, they could have been divorced if he had catfished her. Good thing catfish doesn't just mean just tricking you, but actually going on a damn show Catfish where they could help fix your damn relationship. So it got them to hook up, but yeah, it probably ain't gonna work out because they ain't gonna accept every goddamn person's onto the show. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a way to talk to your spouse. So anyway, like I said, this was one of those stories that comes out really, really nice. No fighting, nothing like that, and it made their relationship stronger. I think it was sweet. Let me know what you think. So if you agree with what I said, my review, recap, and or commentary, let me know in the comments. If you don't agree with any parts, let me know that too. I'm mad, y'all. Anyway, until the next time, I'll talk to y'all later.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to watch my channel. While you're at it, swing by and check out my previous video.
Just speculation. I think she did it, so I'm just gonna blame her. And you guys should stop giving her chances because I feel a certain way.
If you're into prettying yourself up and beautifying, go and check out my natural hair and beauty channel.
People out there that are not Greek, harassing people and all kinds of stuff, so they have super water guns.
I also have a fitness channel where I share free workouts if that's something that you've been looking for.